Good evening. Tonight I want to have an unpleasant talk with you about a problem that's unprecedented in our history. With the exception of preventing war, this is the greatest challenge that our country will face during our lifetime. The energy crisis has not yet overwhelmed us, but it will if we do not act quickly. It's a problem that we will not be able to solve in the next few years, and it's likely to get progressively worse through the rest of this century. We must not be selfish or timid if we hope to have a decent world for our children and our grandchildren. We simply must balance our demand for energy with our rapidly shrinking resources. By acting now, we can control our future instead of letting the future control us.
What you're seeing here is a very famous speech you may or may not remember. But this is April of 1977, and President Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, made a very bold, alarming prediction, almost a catastrophic prediction that really worried the nation, and it led to some interesting changes, maybe ultimately even him losing the next presidential election. What was that? His expert advisors he had predicted that we were just more than 30 years away from running out of oil. Wow, what a bold prediction. How could President Carter have been so wrong? Clearly a very educated president, strong background in engineering, was in the Navy, worked on nuclear submarines. What did he get wrong? He was very wrong. Well, that's an interesting question. We made interesting decisions, some of them good, some of those bad, throughout the history of the United States regarding energy. What President Carter missed was the benefit and the value and the future impact of technology. Here it is, 2017, and it's funny, I think back, years ago when I was in high school, and I wonder if I was in class and I had a device like this go off when I was in class 30 years ago, and I was able to pick it up in video conference with a friend in Australia, what would my classmates have done? I mean, Star Trek didn't even conceptualize it. Could they conceptualize we'd be talking on a watch which would give us data? Technology has shifted everything about our world. Why would it be any different with energy? However, I will tell you, there is something that Congress got right. Congress made a great decision in the 1960s to commission the only coal plant ever commissioned by Congress in the United States, the state of Arizona, northern Arizona, on the Navajo Indian Reservation. That plant was called Navajo Generating Station, and it became the largest coal-fired power plant in the United States, generating 2.25 gigawatts of energy year after year after year. They've improved that over the years with environmental assistance, environmental control measures, and now we're in a very interesting situation that interesting decisions are being made about where the future of energy should go in the United States. I'm Matthew McKean. I'm the co-founder and chief commercial officer for an American company named Frontier Applied Sciences. One of the things that President Carter did get right is how he reacted to this problem. He believed that the future of American energy, if we ran out of oil, could be found in another form, and it was in coal. The U.S. is commonly referred to as the Saudi Arabia of coal. We have over 400 billion tons of known reserves. What President Carter did know is that there is a way to get oil from coal. He actually spent $80 million and invested in the Synthetic Fuels Corporation, and it was on his way only to be shut down during the next administration. Frontier Applied Sciences has the ability to impact the global landscape of energy and in the United States by taking the coal reserves that we have and extracting transportation fuels in a never-done-before method. Using moderate heat, low pressure in a continuous feed, continuous flow process, we can extract about 1.4 barrels of naphtha, kerosene, jet fuel, and number 2, diesel. The benefit, however, is the residue coal product that's left over is demoisturized, devolatilized, has mercury and arsenic removed, over 90% of the sulfur removed, and now burns hotter and as clean as natural gas. We are opening up an entire new frontier in energy discovery in an entire new sector and category we call solid carbon fractionation. We would like to deliver this technology to the Navajo and Hopi Indians around the technology already in place in Page at the Navajo Generating Station, preserving the Navajo Generating Station, preserving consistent, predictable, affordable base load energy that pumps the water throughout the state of Arizona. Going forward, we'd like to preserve the legacy that Congress put in place. We'd like also create a way for the citizens of Arizona to use NGS to pay off the debt that is in place as well. But more importantly, we'd like to expand this technology across the United States with other Native American tribes, First Nations people, and heal some of the wounds that have been developed over the decades, giving them new financial opportunity. We look forward to the opportunity to talk with you more about Frontier Applied Sciences, solid carbon fractionation, and the global opportunity that the United States has to become truly energy independent and produce gasoline for 35 to 40 cents per gallon.